Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Hari Om Jai Shri Ram. Welcome to our next episode in our complete reading of Srimad Valmiki Ramayana. This is going to be our last episode in our complete reading of Srimad Valmiki Ramayana. We are going to see SriRamachandra's Pattabhishekam now. So all these people have gone to Nandigrama, where Bharata's ashrama is there. Looking at Sriramachandra, he first goes and bows down to Kaikeyi, and then he comes to Sriramachandra and says, "You should take this entire kingdom from me now. Yavadavartate chakram yavadija vasundhara tavattvamiha lokasya swamitva manuvartaya." So you should take this kingdom as far as the chakra of a ratha can go. All that land here is yours, O Sriramachandra. That's why they are saying Yavativa Vasundhara. This entire Vasundhara is yours. So, O Sri Ramachandra, please take it from me. And you should be sleeping and waking up with Mangala Vadyas. You should be ruling this kingdom in a wonderful way. All the people would be very happy when you are ruling. Bharatasya vachasrutva Ramah Parapuranjayah Tadheti Pratijagraha Vishasadasane Subhe. So Sri Ramachandra then said yes. So Sri Ramachandra has agreed to rule all of us. That's Sri Ramarajya for all of us. Sri Ramachandra has agreed to rule this entire Vasundhara, this entire earth at that particular point of time. Bharata was extremely happy. He calls for the royal barbers and they come, they remove the jatas and all of Sri Ramachandra. They prepare him for the coronation. Then immediately Bharata orders for one of the best horse-driven chariots to be bringing. In the meantime, Bharata ensures that Sugriva, Vibhishana, all of them also take good baths, and then all of them are presented with great new clothes. So finally Sri Ramachandra leaves the Narachiras and now they are wearing the best of the new dresses. Well, the jata and all are being removed for Sri Ramachandra. All three Matas, Kaikeyi, Sumitra and Kausalya, all three of them, they come, they take away Sita Ma, and they dress her up with the best of the best clothes, and they do a lot of alankarana also to her. Look at Kausalya Ma's happiness. She goes and does alankarana for all Vanarakantas also. In the meantime, Sumantra goes and gets a very good ratha, and Sri Ramachandra gets onto the ratha along with Sita Ma and all. They are all now in Ayodhya. Sita Ma takes all Vanarakantas and she takes all of them to show them the city of Ayodhya. Now this is the beauty here. It was in Ravana's place that this Parada and all were there, where they had to cover themselves in veils and all. But here, no, Sita Ma took all of them to show the city around. And from there, Ayodhyayam tu Sachiva Rajño Dasarathasya Purohitam Puraskritya Mantrayam Asurarthavat. Vasishtha and other important ministers, they started thinking about how they should be doing the Pattabhisheka for Sri Ramachandra. Ashoka, Vijaya, Siddhartha and all the other ministers, they started thinking about how they can do things which would bring happiness and increase the stature of Sri Ramachandra. At the same time, how they would help the city also, the Nagara Samruddhi also. Sita Ma and all have already left. They went to the city already. Now Sri Ramachandra moves to Ayodhya. He also goes there. And as Sri Ramachandra is going, Bharata was doing the Saradhya. Shatrughna was putting the Chhatra on the head of Sri Ramachandra. Lakshmana and Vibhishana, they were doing the Vinjamara to Sri Ramachandra. And then all of them were doing the Stuti of Sri Ramachandra. And Sugriva got onto the huge elephant called as Shatrunjaya. He was riding that elephant into the city. And all Vanaras, they were given 9,000 elephants. So they all were mounting on those elephants and they were coming as Sri Ramachandra was entering Ayodhya. All people, they were doing Sankhathvani, Dundubhidvani, all of that was being done. They were welcoming him into Ayodhya, and Sri Ramachandra was coming on a ratha. Everybody was watching it, and Sri Ramachandra was doing a Pratyabhivada. Everybody was doing a Namaskara to Sri Ramachandra, and Sri Ramachandra was doing the Prati Namaskara to all of them. And then Sri Ramachandra was shining with all the Brahmanas, everyone. He is shining like the moon amidst of all stars. The procession finally entered the city. Sri Ramachandra entered Ayodhya, and then they all discussed the great things that all these people did. People were carrying akshatas, there were cows, there were women, there were Brahmanas, there were people who were carrying sweets. All of them were walking ahead of Sri Ramachandra. In the meantime, they all were discussing the great things that Hanuman did, the strength of Rakshasas, the way Sri Ramachandra defeated all of them. All this was discussed. All the people, they put huge patakas on their homes. And finally Sri Ramachandra entered his father's home, and there he again did a namaskara to Kausalya, Sumitra and Kaikeyi. Remember, these women actually they came to the city even before Sri Ramachandra. And then Shatrughna goes and tells to Sugriva, and then Sri Ramachandra looks at Bharata and says, "Give my house to Sugriva so that he can stay here. So Sri Ramachandra offers his own house to Sugriva. Look at the Atithya Sarkara that Sri Ramachandra is doing. He asks Sugriva to stay there. Bharata takes Sugriva into that house and he places them there. And then Shatrughna and all, they ensure that all the people who are staying there, they have nice beds to sleep, they have nice blankets, they do all sorts of satkara that needs to be done to Sugriva and all the Vanaras, and even the Rakshas who accompanied Bhishma and who were staying in other places. So all these people were given their nice places to stay. Bharata comes to Sugriva and says, we have to do Sri Ramachandra's Pattabhisheka tomorrow, Abhisheka tomorrow. Please think about it. Then Sugriva quickly calls 4 of his greatest Vanaras and says, go to all 4 seas and get water from all the 4 seas. They immediately go. Jambavamsa, Hanumamsa, Vegadasi, Savanaha, Rushabhascheva Kalasam, Jalapurna, Adhanayan, Nadi Sadanam, Panchanam, Jalam Kumbhai Rupaharan. So a team of Jambavanta, Hanumanta, they all go, and then they bring, that team brings water from 500 rivers. And Sushena goes to the eastern direction and he brings water from there. Rushabha goes to the southern direction and he brings water from there, and he covers that water with red sandalwood leaves. And then Gavaya goes to the western seas and from there he gets water. And then Nala goes to the seas in the north and he gets water from there. Like this, all this water is brought in. Vasishtha asks Sri Ramachandra to sit on the Ratnamaya Simhasana on the Ratnapitha, and here Vasishtho Vamadevascha Javali Rathakasivaha Katyayano Suignascha Gautamo Vijayastha. So there are 8 munis who do the Abhisheka to Sri Ramachandra. They are Vasishtha, Vamadeva, Javali, Kasipa, Katyayana, Suignya, Gautama and Vijaya. They come and they do the Pattabhisheka. They do the Abhisheka to Sri Ramachandra. They not only just do the Abhisheka with the water from the rivers and the seas, they bring in a lot of Oshadhis or medicinal herbs, and with that also they do the Abhisheka to Sri Ramachandra. And at this particular point of time, Brahmana Nirmitam Purvam Kiritam Ratnasobhitam Abhishikta Purayena Manustam Deeptatesam Tasyan Vavaye Rajana Kramadye Nabhishechita Sabhayam Hemakrutayam Sobhidayam Mahadhanaihi Ratnair Nana Vidhaischeva Chitritayam Sobhanaihi Nana Ratnamaye Pithe Kalpayitva Yadhavidhi Kiriteena Tah Paschat Vasisthena Mahatmana Ritvigvir Bhushanaischeva Samayokshata Raghavaha. Then Vasishtha takes a crown that was made by Brahmadeva himself. Vasishtha brings that kirita and he puts it in the middle of all the Ratnas, the way Manu Chakravarti and after him his entire Vamsha had the kirita. That kirita was shown to everyone, and then he takes it from there and he puts it on the head of Sri Ramachandra, and that's how Sri Ramachandra has become the emperor of the entire earth. The Sri Mahavishnu, who was ruling all the 3 worlds, is now taken a Manushya Avatara and has taken the Rajyabhisheka and became the king of the earth, right? And then Shatrughna brings a Chatra, Sugriva does 1 Vinjamara, Vibhishana does the another Vinjamara, and then Vayudeva brings a golden mani hara and he gives it to Sri Ramachandra, and then he gives another pearls hara. All the Devagandharvas were all happy. Apsarastris were doing Natya and all. The entire Prakriti was happy. Everywhere it was greenery. The Vayu was cooler that day. People were very, very happy. And then Sri Ramachandra, he gave away 1 lakh horses and 1 lakh cows and 100 Rishabhas or oxes to all the people who have come there. He gave them as dana to everyone there. And then he gave 30 crore golden coins to Brahmanas. And then he also gave Abharanas and Vastras to people. And then he took a great mala which was made with manikyas and he gave it to Sugriva, and then he picked up another Vaidurya mala and gave it to Valiputra, which is Angada. He took another wonderful mala, a beautiful one that was completely made of pearls, and he gave it to Sitama. So Sri Ramachandra put it in her neck. She takes it from out of her neck, and she was looking at all Vanaras, and she was looking at Hanuman, she was looking at her husband. Look at how these 2 people's hearts are with each other. Tamingita Sampreksha Vahashe Janakatmajam Pradehi Subhage Haram Yasya Tushtasi Bhamini. You give it to anyone whom you like, O Sita. This is what Sri Ramachandra says. He says, O Sita, you give this hara to anyone whom you like the most. So Sitama quickly takes out that hara and she gives it to whom? She looks at Swami Hanuman. Sri Ramachandra says, give it to the person who gave you a lot of happiness. He also says, if you think that person's tejas, his dhairya, his essence, his samarthya, his vinaya, niti, paurusha, parakrama, if all these are good, you give it to that person. Then Sitama calls Hanuman, and she gives that hara to him. So Swami Hanuman takes that hara and puts it around his neck. There is a story that he bites and breaks that entire hara. No, he keeps that hara in his neck. And then Sri Ramachandra gives great gifts to everyone over there. And then all of them, all the Vanara Sreshthas, they take all the gifts that they got and they leave that place. And now how did they leave that place? Vibhishana Dharmatma Sahatair Nairdarshavaihi Labdhva Kuladhanam Raja Lankan Rayan Mahayasa. So Vibhishana got the Kuladhana, and from there he left to Lanka Patana. So Sugriva Maharaja also, he was very well rewarded by Sri Ramachandra. Sugriva Vanasrishto Dushva Ramabhishekam Puisasteva Ramena Kishkindham Pravisatpurim. So he also left for Kishkindha after going down to Sri Ramachandra. He was rewarded very well for all the things he did, and he is a friend of Sri Ramachandra. He also left to Kishkinda. After him, Vibhishana left to Lanka. And then, after ruling for some time, one day Sri Ramachandra calls Lakshmana and says, "You should be the Yuvaraja. You become the Yuvaraja." Lakshmana does not agree for it. Then Bharata was asked, and Bharata becomes the Yuvaraja. And then, Poundari Kasumedhabhyam Vajpayena Chasakrit Anyaischa Vividhair Yagnyehi Ayajat Parthivatmajah. Sri Ramachandra did a lot of yajnas, Poundarika, Ashwamedha, Vajpaya. And like this, he did many yajnas. Rajyam Dasasahasrani Prapya Varshani Raghava Sataswamedha Najahre Sadaswan Bhori Dakshinan. So Sri Ramachandra ruled the kingdom for 10,000 years, and he did 100 Ashwamedha yagas in the time. Ajanulambi Bahuhu Samahavakshah Pratapavan Lakshmanacharo Ramaha Sasasa Pradhvinam. So along with Lakshmana, this Ajanubahu Sri Ramachandra ruled the kingdom for a lot of time. Raghavaschavidharmatma Prapya Rajyamaruttamam Ije Bahudher Yagnaihi Sasuta Bhratrubandhavaha. So Sri Ramachandra ruled the kingdom, and he did a lot of yajnas. In his kingdom, no woman saw widowhood. Naparya Devan Vidhavanacha Vyalakrutam Bhayam Navyadhijam Bhayam Chasid Rame Rajyam Prasasati. So in that, no woman ever saw widowhood. There was no fear from any wild animals. There was no Vyadhi, or there was no illness. There were no thieves. There were no anarthas. And in that kingdom, never ever it happened so that an elderly man had to do the preta karya for a younger person. So which essentially meant all the children who were born, they lived long enough so that they saw their fathers and their mothers going, but it was never the other way around. Sarvam Muditamevasit Sarvo Dharmaparo Bhavat Ramamevanu Napya Hinsam Parasparam. Everything was happy, everyone was very happy, all people were happy. People were afraid that Sri Ramachandra would give a siksha, or he would punish if they do anything wrong. Hence nobody ever provoked or ever insulted or did any himsa towards any other person. Like this, Sri Ramachandra ruled the kingdom for a long time. Niramaya Visokascha Rame Rajyam Prishashati Asan Varsha Sahasrani Tadha Putra Sahasrinah Niramaya Visokascha Rame Rajyam Prishashati. So people lived for a long time. They were very happy. Ramo Ramaidi Prajanam Abhavan Kathaha Ramabhutam Jagadabhuh Rame Rajyam Prasasati. So people were talking only about Rama. Every time they were talking about Rama Katha only. When Ramachandra was ruling, the entire world became Ramamaya. Everyone was very happy. Sarve Lakshana Sampanna, Sarve Dharmaparayana, Dasavarsh Sahasrani, Ramo Rajyamakariyat. Every person there was having good qualities. All of them were living with Dharma. This way Sri Ramachandra ruled for 10,000 years. This way Sri Ramachandra's Ramarajya was there. Now we are entering the Falashruti of this great Kavya. Anyone who reads this Adi Kavya, he will get Kirti. His Ayurdaya will increase for kings. They will always win. Whoever reads this Ramayana, whoever listens to this Ramayana, they will be relieved from all their papas. All papas will go away. Anyone who reads till SriRamapattabhishekam, if they want children in this world, they'll get children. If they want money, they'll get money. If they want land, they'll get land. And then they're also saying they'll get a very long life. Sunoti Edam Kavyam Pura Valmiki Nakrutam Sraddhadhano Jitakrodho Durganyadi Taratyasau. Anyone who reads this Valmiki Ramayana, he will cross all the troubles in life. And then they also get all the things that they want. In whosever house this Kavya is there, it will help them also. And then they are saying, if any house is having troubles, there if you read it, all the dushta bhutas, they will go away. And if a woman has reached her maturity, which means it's a marriageable age, for such a woman, when she reads it, she will have very nice kids. and a Kshatriya should listen to this Ramayana from a Brahmana. Again, if Brahmana is here, a Brahmajnana person, not castes here. Anyone who reads Ramayana throughout his life, they'll always have Aishwarya and Putralabha, and there is no doubt about it. Prite Sattam Ramaha Sahi Vishnu Sanatanaha Adi Devo Mahabahur Harinarayana Prabhu. So Sri Ramachandra will always be very happy when you read this continuously. And saying this, Evametat Puravrittam Akyanam Bhadramastu Aham Gavyaharta Visrabdham Balam Vishnoho Pravardhatam. O people, always tell this story to anyone who has asked you for it. Tell this with all dhairya. No, don't have any sort of fear. Tell this with all dhairya. You will be happy. Good things will happen to you. And Balam Vishnoho Pravardhatam. Vishnu Deva's Bala that could keep increasing. And anyone who is listening to Ramayana, even the Pitru Devata doshas, whatever are there, they will also go away. Whoever wants to write this entire Ramayana, they will permanently live in Swarga. Kutumba Vruddhim, Dhanadhanya Vruddhim, Striyascha Mukhyah Sukham Tamancha, Srutva Subham Kavyamidam Mahartham Prapnoti Sarvam Bhavichartha Siddhim. This great Ramayana, whoever reads it, they will have Kutumba Vruddhi, means their family will increase. Their Dhanadhanya Samruddhi, they will have a lot of food and dhana coming their way. If they are not married yet, they would get great women in marriage, and they will always achieve whatever they want in their lives. So if a good woman is reading, as I told before, they'll have good children and good husbands. Okay, and finally, here is the last sloka of Srimad Valmiki Ramayana. Ayushyam arogyakaram yasasyam saubhratrukam buddhikaram subhancha srotavyametan niyamena sadbhihi Akhyana mojaskara mruddhikamaihi. This Akhyana will increase the lifespan of anyone. It will give arogya, it will give kirti, it will increase the bond between brothers and siblings and sisters. It will give sadbuddhi. It is something that will give shubhas to you. Hence, anyone who wants samruddhi in their life, they should listen to this Srimad Valmiki Ramayana. And this Srimad Valmiki Ramayana should be told in every house, every place. That's the only wish that I have as I complete this complete reading of Srimad Valmiki Ramayana. All this has happened because of the greatest and choicest blessings of my Sadguru, Sri SriSaiSundaram Maharaj Swami. His ashrama is in Gurla, which is near Vijayanagaram in Andhra Pradesh. Shraddhalus can come and visit that place and take the blessings of Swamiji. It's because of him that all this has happened. It was his Shakti, the Shakti came from him. Then Sita Ma and SriRamachandra, without their blessings and without his Amoda Mudra, this would not have been complete. So my prostrations to Lord Sri Ramachandra and Sita Ma, my prostrations to my Guru and Swami Hanuman. He gave the Buddhi, Bala, Yashodhairyam and everything to complete this. And Ma Saraswati and Prabhu Vinayaka. Ma Saraswati made me speak. Vinayaka removed all the obstacles in the path. That's how this entire thing came in front of you. And to the people who really helped me, I'm indebted to my wife, Harita Shri. Out of these 267 episodes of Ramayana that we did, she almost did the video, the editing and everything for almost like 213 or so episodes. So if not for her cooperation, if not for her help, this would not have happened. Again, my daughters Pujita and Harshita, particularly Pujita, because she always wanted to come and listen while I was doing these recordings. And then my parents, my father Sri Satyanarayana Garu, he finished probably his 62nd or 65th Sampurna Ramayana Parayana very recently, only because I am born to a father like that I got to learn about Srimad Valmiki Ramayana and I'm able to speak about it. And the day my Upanayana happened, immediately after that, my mother, Suri Kumar Garu, when I was just an 8-year-old, she made me do Rama Puja. That's the love she has for Sri Ramachandra. And I think because I was born to this Punya Dampatis only, I was able to do this and come here and do all this distance. Similarly, to my in-laws, Bhavani Garu, and again, my father-in-law's name is Satyanarayana. So they are also very, very pious people. Their blessings also brought me till here. And finally, I have to thank two very important people. My younger brother Rajiv, who was a motivation for me to do all this, and then his wife Animisha. She was the person who initially did the editing parts for this work. So I want to thank both of them for whatever they have done to this. It was a great help from both of them to me. And then a very close friend of mine, Sri Sudhir Chavan, who keeps inspiring me to do good things, and the friends Mohan Suri, Padigaru, and also Salagrama Swami. So all these people, it's the blessings of all these people, it's the good wishes of all these people that made me do this. Once again, I want to thank Sri Ramachandra for making me a tool in telling his story. And I also want to thank Chagante Koteshwar Rao Garu, Samvedam Shanmugha Sarma Garu, Garikpat Narasimha Rao Garu, and most importantly, Acharya Sri Pulala SriRamachandra Garu, because I was referring to all their bhashyas, all their Vyakhyanas in finally doing this. Again, once again, my humblest pranams to all these people, and my humblest pranams to Sri Ramachandra who made me a tool in this yajna. My humblest pranams to Sitama, O Sri Ramachandra, O Sitama, and O Hanumanta. If I made any mistakes in the narration of this entire Valmiki Ramayana, kindly forgive me. Hey Valmiki Maharshi, it was your blessing that the entire world has Ramayana now. Please bless this entire world. My humble prostrations to you. And once again, I prostrate to the feet of Samartha Ramadasa Swami, Bhagavan Venkaya Swami, Shirdi Sainatha, and also to my Guru, Sri SriSaiSundaram Maharaj, with many pranams to their lotus feet, to the lotus feet of Sri SriSaiSundaram Maharaj, to the lotus feet of Sri Swami Narayan Maharaj, again to the lotus feet of Sri SriSaiSundaram Maharaj. I conclude this, and today is a great day. Sri Ramachandra is coming to Ayodhya again when he was always there, but there's a Bhavya Ram Mandir that is being inaugurated today, and it's a blessing to all of us who are alive to witness it. May Sri Ramachandra rule this world once again and put all of us in the path of righteousness. Sarve bhavantu sukhinah, sarve santu niramaya, sarve bhadrani pasyantu, ma kaschid dukkha bhag bhavet. Sarvam Sadguru SriSaiSundaram Maharaj Swami charanaaravindaarpaNamastu. Swasti. Jai Shri Ram.